Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board.
Ah! Well, hello tubers. Hope you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy YouTube universe. Today I'm coming to you from a beautiful day here in supernatural British Columbia. That's Cultus Lake behind me. Such a beautiful day. I figured I would drive out and go out to the hinterland and see what's happening out here. I'm in the provincial park and I think there's only one person camped here. A shame. Of course, well, tomorrow's probably going to be a dreadfully rainy day, so I get it. But you know, as I was driving here, I was thinking of a few issues with the RV lifestyle, and it's increasingly becoming a means for the middle class to attempt to stay middle class, or the working class to remain in the working class. See? Drove the Ninja out today. Couldn't resist, such a beautiful day. So, and the reason I say this about the middle class using RV full-time lifestyle to remain in their social class is that it's cheaper. It's a means to an end. In fact, I'm guilty of that too. There's a lot of very expensive trips that I've done that I probably could not have afforded as easily if I wasn't living cheap in my RV. That's just the way it is. Now for families, it's they're more under the gun because they got a lot more on their plate to pay for. But I'm increasingly seeing people in these RV parks that are driving trucks that are worth $80,000 or $100,000. In fact, it's quite common. Now, often you do need a large truck like a new F350 to pull one of these big fifth wheels, so I get it. But I see fancy cars, I see people going on lots of vacations, and they're living small so they can live large, so to speak. That's the paradox. And the best example I've seen of it is somebody who wasn't even middle class, they were more like a upper class, where I camped near these Koreans, which is, it's unusual for Koreans to be into the RV lifestyle. Now I know it's spread to every race, creed, and religion over the years, but what made them unique is they were driving a new Prevost. You know, those are the big tour bus vans like that rock stars will typically lease to tour around North America. These units are, you know, depending on how they're kitted out, you know, they're $1 million and up, essentially, unless you're getting a stripped down model and you're going to do the customization yourself. I don't even know if Prevost even allows that, but behind them, what they were towing, they had a workshop garage with a double stacker with two vehicles, two Porsches, a 911 and a Porsche SUV, and they weren't old. So, you know, you add up what that costs. Now, oh, here's the funniest part. Korean driving this high-end RV, and they're from Alberta. Like, it stands out. It's unusual, right? But they were making bank. They were doing well, and they really loved the RV lifestyle. And obviously, they were holding on to a lot more of their green while they did it. So, you know, good for them. Now, of course, there's these subsistence RVers, where people that are desperately poor on fixed incomes, that you know, that's all they can afford, and they're actually slowly getting pushed out of the RV world. Where I remember I had a neighbor, had a little dog, cute little dog, and I remember him talking to me. He says, "Oh, it's probably my last year, and I'm gonna have to move in with my kids, because the winter program for 6 months in a RV park, I think it was hitting about $5,000, and he could not afford that." So that's always the case. There's people that can afford things and people that cannot. That is just the nature of life, isn't it? But I think it's hard to even estimate what the numbers are of people that are living in their recreational vehicle. Some say 500,000, some say 1 million, some say 1.5 million. See, the thing is, people like myself, we're invisible. I'm legally homeless, but I'm not. I have a corporate mailbox, and you know, my credit file, my passport, everything's attached to this corporate mailbox so that I could be anywhere in the world. My mail can get forwarded if I need to do that. Otherwise, it just accumulates. So I'm not on the registry of no fixed address, and I know they do these homeless counts in many cities around North America, but people such as myself never make the homeless count. So it would be interesting to get some really good data on how many people are living in their recreational vehicle full time. And you know, I'm not talking about the seasonal people. There's even more, millions more that are doing it on a seasonal basis, but inevitably it's a tool to hold on to what you have and to maybe even save money for future plans. And I get the downsizing, but I think the pressure on that happening, there's more pressure to regulate people not living in their RV full-time, like I've hinted on in previous videos, where many municipalities are saying, look, if you own a business that caters to camping, we're going to put bylaws that say you can't live in your RV past X number of days. Typically here in Canada, I'm seeing around 180, 182 days, so that you can't stay permanently. So it inevitably forces people to spend 6 months in one spot and maybe 6 months in another, or maybe 6, 3, and 3, and that makes up the year, depending on the seasons, right? So obviously in the summer, a lot more options, especially in the northern latitudes, like here in Western Canada. It's the reason why there's one guy back there in an older classic trailer. He's camped here, and so you got your pick of spots. You can be right on the lakefront if you want. But that's I think what's happening. And so as more people either elect or are pushed into living in an RV full-time, there's going to be a lot more regulation. It's like anything else. When more people do something, more regulation, because there's always a small number that they fuck around and find out. It's like anything else. More people own motorcycles, and then come the helmet laws. More people own handguns, then come the laws, right? More people do anything. There's always that small number of irresponsible people doing anything that forces regulation. And all I can predict is more regulation, pushback, more, hey, your RV can't be more than 10 years old. I've gotten that. My RV's an 08. So I've never been denied service, and if they want to inspect the vehicle, that's fine. I get it. They don't want some ratty old equipment on their property. I totally get it. But sometimes it's a bit much. Can be annoying, and it would be a foolish idea just to buy a new RV just so that you could go into those RV parks. But I can't see things getting better. I can just see more demand on people wanting to live in these RV parks, which will push prices up, because higher demand, people will just say, hey, if you own one of these parks, you got a captive audience. So if you're charging them $12,000 a year, you can easily say next year it's going to be 13, following year 14. Maybe the places that had included electricity, which a lot of RV parks do have that, especially up here in British Columbia, where electricity is relatively cheap because it's generated from hydroelectricity, but it's not free. So more and more parks are saying, well, you got a meter and you got to pay that. So there's going to be pricing pressure on the RV full-time community, and the cost will go up, because these owners can look these people in the eye and say, look, if you don't want to spend $13,000 a year for your pad, no problem, you just go somewhere else. It's take it or leave it pricing. And where are they going to go? When the competition will be cranking up their rates too. Because it's not like there's RV parks that have winter campers or year-round campers that are everywhere. Like, you know, a typical small town might have one or two. And a lot of the properties actually just closed down for the winter because there's just not enough demand. But I can see that will probably change as the gold rush into people living full-time starts happening. Some of these parks will say, hey, you know what, maybe we will be operating year-round and we can start making some money. Because that was always the fear from these operators, is that they can't afford the staffing and the utility costs to actually keep their RV park open in the winter. Like here, this is a provincial park. This is owned by the government. This is open year-round, this park. But there's 3 other parks that are closed. And of course, why? Because this one guy camped here. And they even shut off the water. So, you know, you got to bring your own water. So it's not that easy in the winter. So everybody goes south, or they find an RV pad, right? Like I did. And like I've always done, you know, you can't survive living on the side of the road in the wintertime. It just gets too cold. You need those utilities. So anyway, you guys put your comments down below on your thoughts on my video here. And in the meantime, folks, stay safe, keep your wheels in the ground. I'll talk to you soon. Over and out.
I got you.